Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. I'm Mugo Odigwe. Deal or no deal? That's the question. President Trump says there could soon be an agreement with Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but oil prices continue to rise as the market waits on a deal. Retired Vice Admiral Robert Murrett joins us right now. Robert, thank you so much for your time. So we are following negotiations between Iran and Oman. What's your take on the emerging deal between the two on the Strait of Hormuz, and where would it leave the United States?
Yeah, Mughal, a great question. Good to be back with you. I think, the discussions between the Iranian government and Oman, with a couple other nations participating as well, but those are the two key ones, have been useful. Now, having said that, just as you may have seen with CBS and other units reporting in the last day or so, the Iranians have put several other conditions on reopening this, in addition to the traffic separation regime that has been put together between Iran and Oman, which may or may not be easy to digest by the White House and other actors, to include an end to the blockade, an end to oil sanctions, negotiations on frozen assets, and then also some concerns about Lebanon, which the Iranians also seem to throw in. So that's not finalized, but hopefully they'll make some progress, and we'll do so soon.
But Robert, even as we talk about all this, President Trump has threatened the largest military strike since World War II. So what would it take to turn things around in this conflict?
Probably, another large-scale strike, Mogo, especially in light of some things that have happened the last several days, might not be in the offing. And it also, a point you and I have talked about a couple times in the past, the limits of an air campaign. There's only so much you can do with airstrikes to coerce foreign governments, in this case the Iranian government, to get them to behave differently. And the other thing that's happened the last few days, as you know, is that the Iranian government has really reached out to the other Gulf nations like Saudi Arabia and Qatar and the Emirates and Bahrain and so forth, and told them that if this large-scale air offensive does take place, as threatened by the president, they will go after infrastructure targets in the Gulf states, to include oil, water desalination plants, electrical power grid, and so forth. So having that option, which the Iranians can exercise, I think, in addition to some of the concerns we've got, which you're aware of, on our stockpiles of high interest weapons that we like to utilize, they may argue against having another large scale strike.
Yeah, and speaking of those stockpiles, that was going to be my next question for you. Is that something we need to be concerned about when we talk about the possibility of new military strikes?
It is, Mugo, and I will tell you that the kinds of weapons that we're most concerned about are ones that are I would say easy to use. And let me clarify that just for a moment. But, they're, for example, ATACMS, for example, a long range strike weapon, which is, of course, not manned and very, very precise. That's an example of an offensive weapon, which we have lower stockpiles than we would like to have. And also some of the defensive ones, Patriots and so forth, which are extremely precise, very valuable, but also extremely expensive. And some of those stockpiles have gone lower too. We can still, conduct military operations. They're higher risk because you'd have to use probably, for example, for long-range strikes, more manned aircraft and some of these other options that we had in the past. So the weapons are still there at various types. We don't have the flexibility with some of the very precise long-range offensive and defensive weapons that we've had in the past.
Okay, Vice Admiral Robert Murrett, thank you so much for your insights today. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you, Hugo.